and we are starting the Algo Factory Live Lab Beginner Live Lab, as we do every day from 8:30 a.m. to 9, every weekday that is. Then we don't do federal holidays, but otherwise we do. Got a QR code at the bottom of the screen, and so go ahead and click on that or zap that if you want to find out more about us, what we do. But long story short, we help people become traders who are not already traders. And we also will, the main thing is to teach them how to build algorithms. Okay, so an algorithm in trading is just a trading method. It's nothing terribly fancy. It doesn't have to be coded into a computer, although it can be. That's an option. And that way, once you get to a point where you have made a successful algorithm, right? You are then able to possibly, if that's something you want to do, you can code that into a computer, and that way you can walk away with all the trades for you. It is not as simple as that. Even though you may have a coded algo, you still have to manage that in a certain way, but that's way in the future. If you haven't developed a trading method already, then you might want to start there first. That's what I did, and that's what we pretty much kind of do here at Algo Factories. We start by developing a method, and then we go on to possibly coding it. We do have some coders in here who do that, but in the meantime, we are just starting with the basics. And we do have somebody new going by KG. Welcome, KG. I don't know if you can hear me at KG. If you can hear me, KG, go ahead and type in the Algo Factory chat in Telegram and let me know you can. And so that way I know you can hear us. And I'm also asking you in the private chat to make sure you can. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the YouTube link really quick. So give me a moment to do that. And I'm going to spread that link over at the Discord, the Rogue Discord. We'll get that going so we can invite a few more people in who may want to see this, because the Beginner Live Lab is open to the public. It actually wasn't part of the subscription. I added that as an added value because we have some new traders, and it's really hard sometimes to learn something brand new watching a few videos on the internet. So what we do is we go ahead and create these videos. We let the beginners ask their questions, and I will base these videos on your questions. And if there are no questions, I just kind of go through the market and I take a look at what might be happening, like with, say, economic data or the charts or stuff like that. And again, this is aimed at you, KG, since you are brand new, never traded. You trusted us with your time and money, and you've been with us for about 24 hours or less. What questions do you have? That's a place to start. What I would start with is perhaps what you're going to need. The gorilla is here. Let's invite him in. What is up, gorilla?
Plunger!
Plunder!
Good morning, all of you. How goes with all of you this morning?
Oh, man, it's so far so good, at least on my end. We got KG, who is with us, brand new.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
KG
Welcome aboard, KG.
Yeah, KG's in the audience. KG can hear us.
Awesome.
I don't know why I got the feeling KG is female. I don't know why I get that impression, but we don't know, of course, who's what. We got Ray in the house.
Let's not assume genders here.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Because
KG is saying
it's a fluid thing.
Sure. Well, KG is saying that KG's a dude. Big fan of V.
KG is his pronouns are he, him. He identifies as male. Welcome aboard, KG.
And welcome aboard. So KG actually saying, he is so new, has no idea where to start, right?
Perfect.
And I get that. That's perfect. Yeah, that's we are able to work with that. Now, there are videos on the Algo Factory website, so I'm just going to pop that up on the screen real quick so you can see the resource that is and where to kind of start. And again, as I was kind of typing in the what do you call it, in the chat here a moment ago, trading is such a broad subject, right? There are so many different ways to do it, that to try to like create an all-encompassing video on how to trade, it's like or a video series is like impossible. It'd be like 1,000 videos, just there's what we put in there is the very basics to kind of show you like what is a candlestick, things like that. It's how charting works, what the software is, some of the what do you call it? Some of the abilities of the charting software, just the real basics. And then, of course, you can come talk to us in the Telegram. We're there pretty much 24/7. I mean, we do have to sleep, but our questions are usually answered within a day. If you're in there asking me questions, at least for me, the cowboy, I don't know if he might be omniscient, but do me a favor and tag me on that. Like, go ahead and hit the @ Algo Cowboy inside of the chat. That way I actually don't miss the question. That helps out a lot. Wow. KG says he's listened to V since 2013, dude. That's one of
wow. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Long time listener. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we our coder, who or at least yours and my coder, he doesn't really work with other people. He's been listening since 2012. Lisa Gray says, I wonder, do you ever sleep? Yeah, lately I've been going to sleep a little earlier. I do prefer to stay up to trade the European market, and last night I kind of did, but I got a new baby recently, so that do I ever sleep? The answer is like no, but my wife's the one who's really taking the hit on that. My wife is amazing. She's like, just go, if you want to, go sleep in another room. Baby's just going to cry a lot and wake you up. So she's the one who's lacking sleep more so than I am. And I'm the one who oftentimes is up, trading all hours of the night. So we're pretty much in that part of life where we're working our ass off, So let me go ahead and share the screen. Go back to the content here. KG, I'm going to go ahead and throw the website up on the screen, okay? So it's www.algofactory.tech. You all know that. If you're in the private chat, that's how you came to be, with us. But here is the link, just in case somebody wants to zap the QR code, or the website's right on there. Okay, so that's the link to the website. I'll give you all a moment to either zap that or write that down. Let's see, Lisa says, bless her. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Lisa. So on the screen is the website, and if you go to the bottom of the website, you're going to notice the classes, okay? So you have the Essentials course. That's where you're going to start, KG, on the far left. And so the Essentials course, again, it's the nuts and bolts, and if I were to really make this class something that encompassed all of trading, we would be talking about hundreds of videos. It's just completely impossible. There's going to be a lot of ask us questions. We can direct you to the right, and we can point you in the right direction. There's going to be, here's a video from YouTube. There's a lot of that, right? Be Good asks, V, what year were you on the Hagman report? That's when I first heard you.
2013.
Okay, because you were Greg Norrie 2012, right? That's Coast to Coast.
Yeah, I was Norrie, and then I was this guy. That was this Canadian outfit, and then Hagman.
Okay. So back to the content here. That's where you begin. KG is right there on the Essentials, and as you go through the Essentials, you're probably going to have questions. As we said, to try to condense all of trading into like just a quick video series is really very unlikely. That's not probably going to happen. So that you're going to have questions, ask them in the main chat, tag me. I'm going to give you an example of how to tag me right now. I just did a tag. So when you ask a question in there, tag to @Algo Cowboy, and then of course, you'll be able to find me that way. Okay. So then we got Camaro SS saying, wow, Hagman, same here. Time flies. Yeah, man. Time does fly. I think I've been listening to V and talking to him since like 2016. So not too long after you all. I think we started working together late 2016, if I remember correctly. Yeah, you got it, KG. That's good. You did it right. Okay, so now you're looking at the screen. I'm going to zoom in here a bit. And you're actually looking at an example of an algo. It's a very simple, it's a newer next-gen algo. Just a new way to trade here. and I'm testing it out, doing some small entries. The European market has disappointed me. In fact, I'm about to have a little trade stop out right now. The data that hit overnight, there was mixed PMIs, so we're gonna have to see a pullback before anything. I was kind of counting on this breakout, right? And price actually broke out to the upside and had a fake out breakout. So basically, the trade was algo based, but at the same time, we had the conditions line up. There's the stop out. We had the conditions line up for the breakout of this range, and it just had a tip breakout right as the European market opened and then faked out. So I took the risk and it did not pay off. This does happen in trading. It's a good thing that I kept the risk pretty small. And of course, it dipped all the way down to the stop and now is reacting very strongly at that. Clearly, this was a stop run. Price was brought down to where everybody's stops were, including mine. So that's kind of that's just the name of the game. You lose some, you win some. You make sure your wins bigger than your losses. And just so you all know, this is what my trade looked like. So basically, I had an entry that would have paid almost 3 times what the V. Are you on that wireless thing?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm getting what usually sounds like.
I'm wired.
Okay. There's some kind of.
I heard the static too.
Yeah, that's usually what it sounds like on your wireless deal. So this is what the trade, looked like more or less. I mean, it was a huge payoff, 4.5 times what the entry was up here. That's a lie. The entry was up here, yeah. I think I had it so over twice. It was actually 100. It was going to pay. About twice what, So I lose $100 or whatever, $1,000, whatever the number is. It was a small entry. If I won, it'd be over $200. So I win at least half my trades, right? It depends. This is a new algo. I don't quite have the numbers yet, but I win at least half my trades. So even if you win only half of your trades, when you're winning twice as much as you lose, then you're profitable. So let's do the math real quick on that. And this is real helpful, KG. What we're going to talk about here is expectancy. We've talked about this before, but since you're new, we'll just go over it. So expectancy. Yeah, for sure. It's going to be getting into trading is going to be a little daunting because there's so many different new concepts, and it's a complex thing to learn. But it's a great time to learn. And as we're going to talk about on the Rogue show here in a couple hours, I've got a great bunch of info. It's going to be a killer Rogue show. It's going to talk about what's probably coming in the next 30 years. And let's just say V already knows what's coming. And today is Drips Day, KG. You really joined on the right day. V, how much time do you need for the drips?
All I need is about 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll do it towards the end of the private session.
Okay, cool. So today's Drips Day. So basically, and it must be a powerful 4 or 5 minutes because I know last week was about 4 or 5 minutes and it blew everybody's mind back. And that's something to understand about economic data. You can spend hours and hours talking about the numbers, but the real information is going to come from a geopolitical end a lot of times. And that doesn't require more than 10 minutes. You said it was going to be 4 or 5 minutes, but we went over by another 4 or 5. So it actually took about 10. So why don't we start 10 minutes at least before the close?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we need more time, we can take it, or we end 5 minutes early. So anyhow, there's static again, man. It's bugging me. So anyhow, expectancy is the number, is a concept we're going to talk about here. Okay. And when you're trading, this is a game. Look at that, man. That's so nasty, guys. Look at this. Look at this bounce off of my stop. Look at that. Yeah. All the way halfway, it bounced hard. It took stops out. Everybody's stops were down here, including mine. And the breakout should have happened, except the data went against me. So you have this stop, and now it's really bouncing off of that. It's going to eat up everybody's stops and go north. That's what's going to happen. And I'll re-enter. I don't give a shit. I give a fuck. All right. So anyway, expectancy is, or should I do my Chris Tucker? Nah, man, I don't give a fuck. All right, so anyway, we got...
That is not Chris Tucker.
Damn! All right, so
that's Chris Tucker.
we got an expectancy here where it's a number where you look at your hit rate, okay? And you can find this, KG, if you go back through our clips, what I do is I'll take clips of our daily videos here and I'll put them on our YouTube channel. You can always go back and, of course, look at today's, the live stream's going to be made available. all of our live streams for our private members are made available. So you can go back, at least for the moment, you can go back about 4 months to the beginning of Algo Factory, and you can see all the live videos that we've done. That's not going to last. There's going to be a time when I have to archive the older videos, and that's coming. I'm going to start archiving here in the next few weeks, but they'll always be available for those who want to see them. I just have to bring them out and put them up on our hosting service. That's a long story. What the short story is what's expectancy. Hit rate is your percent of wins, right? So let's just say you're only winning half your trades. Example 50, right? Let's just say you're only winning half your trades. That doesn't sound very profitable, does it? Not really, but you're also going to have your risk to reward ratio. That's going to be how much you lose. We'll use dollars here because it could be euros or whatever, but how much you lose per trade versus how much you win per trade, right? Okay, so and that's going to be expressed as a ratio. As you can see, it's actually called ratio. So it's going to be, say, in this case, 2 to 1. That's a pretty good ratio. Most people are in the 1.6 range that I talk to. But at the same time, a 2 to 1 is the trade that you just saw me, like the example right here, right? So this blue area is my risk. That means I'm risking $100, right? But because it's a 2 to 2, in this, 2.2 to 1 is what it was, right? So we'll correct this real quick. 2.2, just for this example. That means that when you have a 2.2 to 1, you notice this blue area, the green area is my profit. The blue area is my loss. Now, most people have red, and you're going to start out using TradingView. I'll put the, let me put the URL here in the chat. This is tradingview.com. All right, that's your charting software that we use anyway. Use whatever you want, but that's what we use. Put a link in the chat. Now, TradingView is going to have this as red because most people look at red as a loss, and that's fine. I don't psychologically think it's a good idea to use red. That's just my own thing. I use blue, but the blue is smaller than the green, much smaller. The green is 2.2 times the size of the blue. That means that if I lose $100, but if I win, I'm making $220. Right? So at that point, what you can do is your expectancy is going to be, let's make this a little more manageable. Okay. Expectancy is going to be hit rate times risk to reward ratio. In this case is 50% times, and it's also going to be times your entry size. So you're going to just choose an entry size, right? We'll say $100. Let's just say you have like a $5,000 account, something small. You're using whatever. So that'll be that 50% times 2.2, which is going to be, let's see, 2.2. So 50 is going to be expressed as 0.5, right? 50% is half. So it's actually going to be 0.5 times 2.2 risk to reward ratio. That's your hit rate, right? And that's going to act, well, let's leave the notation out of it. So that's going to end up being 1.1 per trade, which is, times your $100. Right? So it's 1.1 times 100 equals 110. What that number is every time, son of a gun, how does that happen? Thank you. Hate that when you hit a wrong button and everything goes away. Every time you click the button to enter a trade, you make $110, right? Now, you're going to get this That means, first of all, you're going to get this after a lot of testing, right? You're going to go through, you're going to look at your data. There's a whole way of what's called back testing. Okay, so you go through historical data, you mimic the trades. We have this TradingView software has the ability to help you do that in a very efficient manner, right? And once you've done that, you're going to know to a statistical degree of probability what your expectancy is. And so what you'd be doing at that point is saying, okay, whether I win, whether I lose, all of those things averaged out. Every time I click that button, I'm making $110, right? Now that's an estimate because it's backtesting. Backtesting does tend to go differently to live trading, right? Live trading tends to be a little bit less successful, but a little bit less successful. Not, if you're doing an honest backtest and you're not like letting biases cloud you, there's all classes all over that. You don't have to, a lot of these terms don't worry too much about because we teach that on the website. But as long as you're doing an honest backtest, you're doing it the way that we talk about, you're going to get a number that's pretty close to the truth, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose a number you're comfortable with. You might just demo trade, which is where you do a fake trading account. They give you a fake $100,000, whatever your number is, and then you just trade that. And you can do that right on TradingView. And you can trade that until you've gone through, ideally like 100 trades. It just depends on what your time frame is. If you're kind of swing trading, like you have a full-time job and you're doing like a couple trades a week, you might only be able to go through 25 or 50. It just depends on your time frame, and that's pretty individual. So long story short, you will be able to get a more refined number because you're going to take that plan, that trading plan that you developed. We have an entire, very deep, in-depth class on how to develop that trading plan, right? That's on the website. That class is the algorithmic structure course, right? That's going to teach you to develop your trading plan, and that's going to take you several weeks. It might even take you a few months. The back testing is really what takes the time. Developing the plan is one thing. That's something that you can do. I mean, I help people do that right here. People will be in the middle of developing their plan and they'll say, hey, can you take a look at it? And I'll bring them on, or at least I'll get their plan on. And on the live show, I will take it and I'll say, hey, perhaps you can squeeze more profit out this way, or perhaps you can cut loss that way. So we help you refine that if that's what you want us to do. Once you've done a demo trade where you trade a fake account for however many, trades, maybe it's 100, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 50, just like I say, it depends on your time frame, then you're going to have a very realistic number as to what that's going to look like by the time you're actually trading it. Okay. So all of that to say, once you have done your live testing, then you're ready to deploy because you have tested at a very low risk, whether it's you're trading very small dollar amounts on a real account or you're using a demo account. Then you will be having an idea of what that's going to look like for you. So at any rate, that's the deal. That's what you're looking at. And that's the process. And then you can deploy because you're going to have an idea. You're going to know maybe that number isn't quite 110. Maybe that number turns out to be 78 or 99, or we'll just say 95. So that means that by the time you're done live testing, which should take several months, you'll be able to say, hey, whether I win or lose, every time I click the button to enter a trade, the average amount of money I make is going to be $95 with this, fake, whatever, made up example. So expectancy is the fun thing to talk about. It just takes a while to develop. Okay. And this right here, this trade is so annoying. This is typical of trading. You set up a good trade and price goes down to take your stop out and then rockets back up, right? I mean, and I got taken out by the spread. My stop was actually a bit lower than this, but I got taken out, man. It's a good thing I didn't risk very much money on it. But by the time that this trade becomes tradable again, probably going to break out to the upside. I'll probably just take the same trade again and I'll drop the stop a little bit to go below this price action. And, it'll be a valid trade once again, but that right there, that is annoying. That is annoying to traders, but it's just part of the game. Price went down, took me out of the trade, went right back up. That's like it. This is when trading begins to feel a little personal. It's like, look, if you got a $50,000 account or something, they don't care about you. They don't care about your trades. You're not big enough for them to give a shit about, right? So the fact that the price went down and took you out, they're not looking at you. They don't care about you. What happened was a lot of people all had their stops in the same place. That's what happened. And then there was a fake out, breakout. A lot of people entered, and then it, because the European Open, right? It's right there, right before the European Open, there was a breakout and enticed a lot of people, such as myself, in. Price went down, took me out. Just part of the game. Am I mad about it? Yeah, sure. But I give myself maybe like 20 seconds to be mad about it, or it depends on my mood that day. Sometimes I give myself like an hour. If it was a lot of money, I might have to walk away, but it was a tiny bit of money, so it's just annoying. So you got to see that happen in live time. Not fun, but that's part of the deal. It's a lot more fun when you win, but when you're doing it right, these things become, no, it just doesn't matter. Oh, I lost a trade. Oh, I think I got to clip my toenails. Like, it's just not it's a non-thing. If you are winning trades and you're getting really excited about it, it's understandable to be like, woohoo, all right, and then like you're happy for 3 minutes and then you go. Next trade. But by the time you're really trading professionally, the most you should be excited for is like a few minutes, and you shouldn't be that excited at all. Really, it's not that big a deal. If you win some trade and you're hopping up and down, and you're a beginner. if you win a trade and it's like you're already looking at the next trade, or you ignore it, or you're happy for a minute, then you're a trader. At that point, it's a really good measure. So Gorilla had to take a small break, but Gorilla, are you back? I don't think he is. So we're going to go ahead and move on here to the private class. So with the Gorilla not here, I'm going to go ahead and end it. He usually does the Gorilla exit, but I'm going to put the website up there. There's the QR code on the screen. If you want to learn more about what we do, go ahead and zap that QR code and head over to the website. Give us a shot. That $50 a month is a pittance. Like, we just did that so we could get in some people, have some success, and then, perhaps that level of success is going to help more people be interested. It's going to give people who maybe don't have a chance to take advantage of a program like this, maybe give them a chance to do so. That's another thing we wanted to do. And those, say, KG and others who are giving us a chance early in the game, before we really market, before we really push out, you all will be given a chance to keep that $49.99 price for this tier of membership, right? That price will not go up for you for this tier of membership ever, as long as you stay with us and do not let your membership lapse. That's the deal, right? So stick with us. It's simple. It's a simple thing to do. It's not easy. It takes time. So that's the key here. It's a marathon and not a sprint. And now we got the Gorilla back. Gorilla, yep. Can you give us that send off?
Absolutely. Listen, guys, this is the most important thing you could do. This is one of the few exploits you have besides, starting an OnlyFans page.
Hey, man, I make a lot of money off that.
I know you do.
I know, because you pay all the money.
I'm your OnlyFan.
Here, pay me like $10,000 a month, dude.
Hey, don't tell them that, man. It's
Algo Factory is actually a money laundering scheme.
Yeah. Thank you. Now the federal regulators are here. I just heard that. I'm just kidding. And look, whether the market's up, whether the market's down, okay, Algo Factory is the place that will allow you to make profits. Doesn't matter if the market's crashing. Doesn't matter. Why is this? Why do I say this? When things are spiraling out of control and falling apart, the market is going to be the last shoe to drop. So all the money flows in and out of economies, in and out of the hands of those who have the power, of those who are the elites. That in and out of cash flow, in and out, it's all done through the market. And when you're in the market and you're positioning, you're riding a stock up and you're riding it down, your algorithm's doing its work. It's doing its thing for you. That's how you profit from the coming calamities. That's how you profit from the crisis. Because what will be a crisis for the majority of Americans will be an opportunity for you. And I want all of you to take advantage of this opportunity. Give me 6 months of your life. 6 months, commit to grinding it out. 6 months, I want you to just grind it out in the coursework and then in the back testing and getting serious about showing up here every single day and learning through immersion. And then what's going to happen after 6 months? You will start becoming a very, very proficient trader if you're following our methodologies and what has been laid out here on algofactory.tech. So join us. Don't sit on the fence anymore. Make it happen for yourself. This is the greatest education that you can be a part of. And with that being said, Cowboy, take it away.